knows who wants to go first?
Who wants to go at all?
Right, go ahead.
Okay.
Steiner Dixon with bFb. Willie, how do you see your role, situation, whatever, changing with the new staff?
I don't know. I personally don't think it's my job to like know that. It's just my job to, come with the best, attitude and effort I can every day, and put myself in the best position for them to make a decision. So, just being the best version of me, I feel like.
Red.
Yeah, Brett Townsend, Joe's point is, are you glad to be back? I mean, and so what?
Definitely, just from even when I first got here, I felt like being a part of the Mavericks organization as a whole has kind of like uplifted, like, I don't know, I would say my name, but like just me as a player, just being like, having the co-sign from Mark and guys like Nico and even Coach Carlisle, like having those guys say that, you're this instead of that. That was like all I needed. I felt like I feel like when I first got here, I showed that I was a professional. And I think that's what needed to be proved to them. And even Coach Carlisle we had discussions after he left that, that I had changed his opinion of myself. So, and that's all I wanted to come in here and do. And I think that I did that. So now it's just like letting the chips fall where they fall, and just like continue to put in the daily work to be at the top that you could be at.
Dwayne Price from Mavs.com. But what's your impression of Jason Kidd taking on the head coach, and your thoughts on Tim resigning with the team?
Oh, I think that Tim, that was big time for us as a collective group, just because like it's familiar, and obviously what he brings to the team in the game period. So like having him back as a vocal leader and as a guy that will go to war with you. I think that's everything that you can say about him. It's just the will to win on Tim I don't think anybody can take that away from him. So having that come back, add in with the pieces that we got and with the new coaching gel, like it's just a good energy. I feel like, and I think Kidd does a good job of bringing that energy. It's gonna be exciting to see how it falls in.
Hey, Willie, Mark Follow on Mavs TV. Good to see you again, as always. Last year, you put in a ton of work improving your range and being able to step out and shoot some threes. As you said earlier, I don't know what was going to be asking me this year, but is that still an area of your game that you were working on this summer to try to continue to be more of an outside type shooter?
Oh yeah, I don't think I'll ever stop working on that, even if I never do it. I feel like that's the whole thing with like skill work period. Like, when people, see the stuff that we do in the summertime, and it's not necessarily that we're going to do those things in the summer. It's more or less you're just working on a skill set to make your job easier. Like me dribbling from one side of the floor to the other. Like, it seems funny when you think about it. Like, but a lot of guys might not have the skill to do that. So like putting in like different types of skill work on ball handling, makes the simplest ball handling easy, and a no-brainer, like not even have to think about what you're doing. And so that's kind of like the journey that I've seen. Like I think it started off by like, oh, I want to prove that I could do this, but then it turned into like, I'm still gonna do this anyways. Like whether, you're gonna still have the main things that you do, like bring to the court. You know what I mean? It's like, can you elevate the three things that you bring onto the court, which is like, energy, finishing, and, throw one other thing out there. It's like, so the things that I do in the summertime, is it matching those three things that I bring to this team? Then that's like my job to put in, and not necessarily their job. So.
Eddie.
Eddie Sefko, Mavs.com. Along those lines, what do you want to see from yourself more of or better of this year? I mean, is there a new wrinkle or is it going to be, be a better rebounder or what?
I'll probably say like being more vocal. Like anything to do with the game, I couldn't tell you what's gonna happen. I don't know. I could tell you that I've done the work to do all the things I want to do, but at the end of the day, like it's not my job to do that. It's just my job to bring that. Every time we come on the court, like that's what I'm more or less like of myself. It's like, can I bring the same mentality or the same effort every night? And it's nothing skill wise has to do with that. It's more of a mentality.
Okay, let's jump to Zoom real quick. Lauren Gunn, you can start us off.
Hey, Willie, Lauren Gunn, Mavs Moneyball. You worked out with Tyrell Terry a good bit this summer. Could you talk about your relationship with him and anything specific you both are looking forward to showcasing this season as a result of your training sessions with Tyler Ralph?
Yeah, I mean, just getting to gel with him a little bit, just kind of seeing what type of guy he is, which is a guy that, that cares about people for one. So like, you feel that when you talk to him. It's like, man, this dude is like a person, like a people person. Like, you can have a conversation with anybody. I feel like you're gonna come out of that conversation feeling better about like the day. Like that's how I just felt working out with him. So, like he just made it like a fun environment. And then, personally, I'm like excited to see like what he implements out of that, whether it's a skill thing or a mental or like. Just seeing his growth from last year to this year is going to be special.
Luke?
Hey, Willie, Mavs Moneyball, Luke Askew. I was just wondering if you could, Coach Kidd talked earlier about how he wants to see the team improve on the defensive end of the court. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about how you see yourself helping out with that and fitting in with that.
Yeah, I think communication is going to be a big thing. It's just communicating to the guards of what's going on. I think that having Tyson is a big plus for us, just because like that's what his niche was in the league. It's like being a rim protector and a guy that is literally talking all the time. Like I don't know. I can't even explain enough of what he'd be talking about. Like, it's just like and every team talks about it. Like every team I've been on is like, you got a guy like DeAndre Jordan, Tyson Chandler, like they're just continuing KG, like these type of dudes just talk like nonstop on the defensive end and offensive end. It's just like that type of communication is definitely what is needed. And it's been like, I don't know, I've had a lot of conversations with him on just that side of the floor of just, holding that side down and being almost the quarterback of that side.
Now we've got two more on Zoom. Chris, go ahead.
Chris Henderson, chendo.com. So, Willie, you talked about mentality, and I think an underrated trait that you bring to this team is your toughness. Can you talk about that importance on that end? Because I feel like that's something that never really gets talked about, and you want to bring that because you talk about being vocal, but the toughness part as well is something that you sort of take in pride as well.
I mean, yeah, it's just like it's hard to say in a medial standpoint, because like it's really, on some like forget everybody else stuff. It's like whoever's in this group that we're like starting this journey on is like, are we gonna be outworked? Like, are there gonna be nights when we're outworked? And like, what type of mentality do you just stop, or you like, do you play through it? You're getting beat, like stuff like that. It's the little things that like, that's where like my mental kind of like gets me on some toughness side, is like the little detail stuff that involves the year, let alone just the game, but just like coming to work, making like the time that we're at work like matter, like not wasting time, like all those little things I feel like goes into that mental toughness that you're talking about. And it carries over to the game and makes it easier.
Valencia, go ahead.
Hey, Valencia King with Real Talk Sports. Willie, thank you for your time. Wanted to ask you an off the court question. So your fans and supporters know what you do on the court, but off the court, your fashion style is a heavy conversation piece as well. You even have merch that fans can add to their own closet. What is it like for you when fans kind of add your own style and drip to their swag?
It's pretty crazy. Like, I think for an example, like I remember like the first kind of merch I dropped when I was with the Kings. And I was coming out of the tunnel and I seen like one of like my most loyal like kids that come to like all my little events. Like he comes to everything, and his mom come to everything. And I seen them. They're all in the gear, and it's like the first ones. Like I haven't seen nobody else have the gear before, and I was just like, damn, like they really went and bought that. Like you know what I mean? Like it was just like a real like a whole like, man, this kid's really wearing my name on his chest. Like his whole family, his mom's bringing him to all like my little signs and stuff. So like. It's a heartwarming thing. It's like now every time, like I still talk to the people every, so often on IG, they're always sending me, showing me little like paintings that he's done or like checking in on my daughter or something like that. So like I actually ended up getting like a lifelong like friend group out of it. So but that's definitely one thing that I definitely take out of just like creating anything. Like there's always going to be somebody that homes on to it that's going to make it special. So
Thanks. Awesome. Appreciate it.
Willie, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Continue on the media day.
Thanks, Willie. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. All right, guys, keep it going.